and concisely. And once you learn how to do that, then you can bring in all the stakeholders and you can get into programs that'll help you and train you on how to build it. But that first step is you have to design a business model that is desirable.
When I initially moved back to Pensacola, I had a meeting with Lloyd. Lloyd invited me for breakfast and I was telling him, man, I still have an idea for the entertainment industry. This is what I wanted to do. He was like, all right, I got Startup on the Blocks. So I need you to start coming to Startup on the Blocks and get a little more information on how to work through the tech ecosystem and take your idea and we'll get you where you need to go. My company is called The Know, is an app that is streamlining business for the entertainment industry. Yeah, so if you're a musician, what you would do is pretty much jump on the platform, you'll create a profile, but the way we created the profile is pretty much a cleaner way. So now if they want more information about you, you'll connect your social media platforms, your streaming platforms, and that way they can go directly to it. What we also have included is your calendar. So pretty much you can set your days, you can set your price for your days and automate your booking. So initially talking to Lloyd, my idea was all here, it was there, it was over here, it was over there. It was like, all right, Quinn, I get it. You got a lot that you want to do, but we need you to bring it in just a little bit and then work on your pitch, your story, and how you're going to bring it full circle to get people to understand what you're trying to create.
Most of the programs here wasn't inclusive, and so we said we'll focus on helping founders of color. We also start at the beginning of the thing, at the idea stage, whereas a lot of the programs you see here locally, they start after you're up, and that's not very efficient unless if you don't have a lot of money, you can't recover from your mistakes. And the lean startup system, it actually helps you make mistakes faster before you spend a lot of money. You don't actually start building anything until you got customer buy-in.
There was a need for small businesses to bring brand awareness to their business. I see there's a lot of makers and bakers that they're making all of these goodies and these products, but they can't market it, they can't sell it at the same time, and there needs to be kind of like that middleman, that middle person to help bring economic growth to some of the small businesses in Pensacola. So Taste of Pensacola, I came up with that idea during the pandemic when I saw things at that time that Amazon couldn't fulfill. They didn't even have those products, but the local people in the community, they did. And so there was a ton of people coming out saying, hey, I make masks. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. All the local people here that are just as talented that can actually make those products. And so I wanted to kind of showcase who they were. So with Taste of Pensacola, our income streams, we have several of them. We have the corporate America, we do corporate gifting, just regular consumers, different Pensacola natives that don't live here that want to purchase our boxes, like a taste of weddings, distribution. So we also do bulk sales. So for a private airline, if they want some local snacks and goodies on their passenger flights, they will come to Taste of Pensacola and we will source their vendors here locally. And we'll give a small business owner an opportunity to have reoccurring monthly sales. I've always had a really big vision for Taste of Pensacola. I knew that it could go beyond just local. I know that maybe other communities could possibly use the same platform that I'm trying to build. And I always have these big visions, but I never know how to even get there. Where do I start? I know it's more than, there's a lot of technical things behind it. I know there's a lot of research, but that connection, I never had it until, thankfully, I met and was introduced to Startups on the Blocks and was able to just learn more about how to grow it in terms of data. Things I just never thought about, framework, words like traction. There's a lot of things that I just did not know about and language that I need to know in order to get funding for my business. There's just a lot that I didn't know.
I would go to the stores and look online. They didn't have a wide variety of natural hair products about 8 years ago. And the ones that they did have, the ingredients, it would say that they were all natural. And when I would research the ingredients, a lot of the ingredients were not natural. I make everything, my shampoo, conditioner, I have an oil that I make, and I have 2 different separate butters. Like I had some people who were completely bald and grew their hair. It's about giving women their confidence back in their hair. I have this salon and then I have a second salon, and I have my products in about 5 beauty supply stores. So I need a manufacturer to keep up with the demand at this point. Startup on the Blocks has helped my business grow. Send me to different people. I'm able to do different pitch competitions to apply for grants in the community for small businesses. Lloyd's a really good person to connect with. He has a lot of resources here in the community that can help small businesses grow. If you have a product out there and you're trying to go big time, he's the person that you would want to meet with.
So it's really important to have some type of support because 9 times out of 10, most founders start out on their own. And to have somebody that has an idea of how the ecosystem works and is able to tap into other resources and bring back to the community, and that pretty much has encountered some of the roadblocks or going through the same roadblocks that we're currently going through and understands where you're at, your culture and how you respond to things, is a big help because you don't really have too many people that have access to what we have access to here in the community. And a lot of people believe that you have to leave and go to bigger cities to do the things that we're doing here. But I mean, it's one thing to have exposure, but you have to actually know it's here in the community in order to take advantage of the resources. So I get approached and I talk to friends all the time that wants to either start an idea or hear that I'm actually doing the app and wants to know more information about how are you doing it or what's the process, what's the path. I'm like, man, we have somebody here, Start Up on the Blocks, Lloyd Richard. And Lloyd is here, he's a great resource to the community and to founders that's trying to learn the ecosystem. So join Start Up on the Blocks.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Lloyd. I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic, and I'm so excited to have you on so you could share some of your experiences in the startup ecosystem.
Yes, pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, fantastic. So let me get my screen up here, and so we can kind of thank our sponsors, and you're probably gonna recognize some of our sponsors. So I got some interesting to share with you that you are in Florida. So one of our sponsors is Florida Power and Light, and they're sponsoring, helping sponsor our Black Founder Program.
Oh, very
So,
nice.
yeah, so they're particularly sponsoring founders in Florida and making sure they can access some of the tools that we have so they can actually grow their business. And so, did anybody tell you about that before?
No, so thank you. And how do I sign up?
We'll get you signed up for sure. So you tell Sharice and Rose, why didn't you tell me about this program the next time you talk to them?
And I literally just talked to both of them last week. So
yes. So but yeah, that's one of the challenges we have is like we have certain things that we offer to all founders, but I think hopefully as you learn about some of the things we offer, you can make sure other founders are aware of as well.
yes.
So like so we are out here, trying to close the knowledge gap for founders. So if they have an idea, they can hop into the ecosystem and take advantage of all the resources there. So these sponsors actually help us fund all the things we need to do to do that. And of course, we're always looking for more sponsors. So we're excited to have a relationship with Blacks in Technology with their startup program. Are you familiar with Blacks in Technology?
Yes, I actually won a $5,000 pitch competition through Blacks.
Okay. So that's fantastic. So I hope the audience is listening close so they can learn from your experience. And so the Florida Power and Light and the Florida Powering Florida's Black Business thing, they have a program for Black businesses here in the state of Florida, and so we are part of that to supporting the founders. Local banks, the Renaissance Bank, First Bank, they have been supporting what we're doing, and we're trying to get some more banks involved. And you and I were talking earlier about pitch competitions, and have we offered any pitch competition? Industry Hotels, they sponsored several, I think that the first 3 or 4 of our pitch competitions. So they're a big supporter of what they're doing. And by the way, they're offering a 2-night stay at any of the hotels from the Caribbean to New Orleans to Jekyll Island. And so as part of, you know, if you come to the Black Founders Innovation Summit, you'll get a chance to take advantage of some of the door prizes that we have there as well.
Okay.
Yes, and so that's good. Yeah, of course, we're working with the Small Business Development Center, the local chambers, the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber of Commerce, and Bantu Colas, a local directory for Black businesses here on the Gulf Coast. And did you participate in Synapse this past month before last?
I did not, but I'm familiar with that network. Actually, I'm not sure if you heard of Starter Studio, but I started out in Starter Studio in 2021, I believe it was.
Yes, where's that at?
They're in Orlando. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. We definitely want to hear more about that. And so so it takes a supporters to kind of do what we're doing, and so we just want to give a shout out to the folks that supported what we. Yes, fantastic. All right, so let's go to the next thing. Who's this young lady here? So you think it's maybe a minute or two to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So welcome everyone to Startup on the Blocks. I'm your girl. No, I was gonna say Jenny on the block. And now I'm your girl, Shawntia Lee, founder of College Thriver. And we are an AI guided platform that serves first generation and underserved students. I'm located actually here in Orlando, Florida.
Fantastic, and I see you done had some training at that good elevator pitch there. That's really fantastic. So you have so much energy in your voice, and so somebody's probably going to want to join your team or something.
I need all the help. Yes, I need all the help.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so we're definitely excited to kind of get you here, and so you can share your journey, so other founders can take advantage of some of the knowledge and your experience that you had. I really appreciate your coming on, and I guess we should let everybody know you're actually going to be here next week for Black Founders Innovation Summit as well, right?
That is correct. I'll be there. So make sure you come. I'll be connecting you to some amazing resources. I have an investor in my network who is looking to invest $50,000 in an idea stage, guys. This is just the idea. And you have to be a minority owned, you have to be tech owned, and you have to be in the state of Florida. So come to the summit because I'm going to be dropping who that investor is. But of course, if you get connected and you follow me, you can get a personal introduction. So come out to the summit, dropping some gems for you guys and resources to help your business, scale to the next level.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, you're after my own heart now. So you really got it going on there. I really appreciate that. So yeah, so you're going to be participating on this Successful Black Founders panel, and you definitely sound like a perfect candidate to be on that panel to share some knowledge there, and I appreciate you motivating some folks to go ahead and sign up to participate. And all these sponsors you see over here, they've literally covered the cost of your registration and everything, and so they want you to get connected and get this knowledge. And so we have some really nice treats, knowledge drops of information. Yeah, and Sonia's here local, so she said she's going to be here.
I would love to do a competition. So whoever shares this video to the most followers, I will personally give them a free one-on-one pitch consultation.
Oh, fantastic. You're going to show them how you want all those pitch competitions. So yeah, you're my kind of lady for sure. All righty. Let's get
So whoever has the most shares of this live, get people out to register. one-on-one pitch consultation for free with me. And by the way, I've raised around $130,000 in funding, and I'm still pre-revenue. So we're gonna demystify all of those things where, oh, you have to be revenue generating to raise money. No, I haven't made a dollar in my business, but I've raised over $130,000 in funding.
Yeah, and so I appreciate you sharing where you are and the ability to get help at those early stages. And so folks need to know that, but it's kind of hard for them to kind of believe, that you can actually get help at the idea stage. Isn't that so? What
I didn't even believe it myself, Lloyd. I didn't believe it myself.
Yes, I know it's kind of tough to believe, and I've been telling people that for over 10 years now, and they still don't believe it. They say, well, you're an engineer. So what's your background, by the way?
So actually, college admissions, which is what all my product is about, College Thriver. You see the shirt, you should see the name. 10 years in college admissions. I'll just go ahead and tell my story, Lloyd. So I'm a first generation college student from Live Oak, Florida. So any of my Floridian people, I'm a country girl in the middle of nowhere. But basically, I created an idea to help other minority students like myself who were from small rural areas or poverty areas. Because my mom, she was on disability, and we just couldn't afford for me to be able to pay for scholarship coaching and educational consulting. And in Live Oak, we didn't even have those resources. If you know where that is, all we had was trees and Walmart, right? So because of the lack of support and knowledge, me being the first one in my family to do it, I winged it. And those barriers led me on a journey for over 7 years to pursue a bachelor's degree and $120,000 in debt. So after the lack of not knowing, so basically I jumped from program to program because I didn't know what I academically qualified for. I went to Florida A&M for 2 years, which I love, is an amazing experience. But because I was working and I'm a non-traditional student, I couldn't afford to go to campus anymore. I had to choose between, should I do campus or should I do have a job, right? How do you pay bills and how do you do school? So those challenges really prepared me to be successful. And I'm honored to be on the panel because I feel like success is you've exited your business and you're making all these multi-billion dollars. So I'm honored that you even considered me successful because I'm still an early stage guy. So this is just living proof that I came up with my idea in 2021, Lloyd. And the way I launched was in 2020 during the pandemic when everything was shut down. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start a scholarship fund. And so I launched and say, hey, I'm going to pay a scholarship out of my own pocket to just help students who are being affected by the pandemic. This is how my idea started. So I launched it, and bam, the first student I invested in, he got accepted into Morehouse College, and I helped him pay for his I help out of my own pocket, guys. But you can see I'm truly passionate about it. But basically that idea turned into, God said, no, you're going to do way more than what you thought. And he gave me the idea of launching this into a college and career readiness app. So I started with just the idea. He gave me the vision of an app. When I created an app and I started pitching, my first investor invested $50,000, guys, at the idea stage because I knew the problem. I'm aware of the solution, and I had a viable way on how to make money because I do work in college admissions, by the way. So I kind of built from the college advisor standpoint and from the student. Okay, so I had all these troubles, but when I get to the college admissions, it's too late. So I kind of bridge the gap to say, this is what I want students to know before they apply to college. I built it through an app. Now I added AI. So now it'll be an AI advisor on demand that's coaching students through the process, right? So now as of today, and I hit 4 years on April 27th, as of today, I've raised $130,000 in funding.
Fantastic. So this is not a trick question, but you're using AI in your product, but are you an AI expert? Are you a techie per se?
Actually, thank you for saying that, Lloyd. I'm a non-technical founder, guys, but hey, if God gives you the vision, he will give you the resources. So I am partnered with those people where I may lack, right? So I'm partnered with the CTO. I'm partnered with the AI expert. And by the way, I can use all the resources possible. So if you're watching this and you are a CTO or you specialize in AI, get connected. But also, anybody who if you're have a youth organization, K to 12 guidance counselor, you're in a university, we actually serve all of those. And I've been getting requests from parents, can you please, provide something for us, because I would love to have my child sign up for something like this. So in May, our app will be live on iOS and Android devices.
Fantastic. Are you familiar with the Apple program for Black and Brown founders?
Which one is that? Is that the AWS?
No, Apple.
Yeah. Oh, I said the wrong company. Apple. I want to say I am. I want to say if I haven't applied and been accepted, it's probably because they want some type of revenue.
Oh, no. Well, no. So, like, I think when you said you were going to launch, your thing, I think that's going to be probably good enough, because it is for early stage folks and to kind of get going there. Yeah. So like the bottom line, all the major cloud companies, they have programs that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I was just accepted in the Google Cloud for startups, and they do a $200,000 cloud credit. So I was accepted into that one. So yeah, shoot me a message about the other one that you may be talking about.
Oh, well, so the deal is, what I tell people is, there are a lot of resources out there for startups in the ecosystem. So, like, you can almost take any major company or whoever, say, search Apple, for startups, Google for startups, Microsoft for startups, Oracle for startup, IBM for startups, and you're going to find their program. It's literally that simple, because everybody does something for startups.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's the way you have to think about it. And for the audience, that's literally what the deal is. It's just realizing that startups are what's happening, and so everybody's looking for new ideas and innovations, and so that's the attitude you have to have. So just assume that's the case, and you'll be surprised what you find. So yeah, but yeah, so so let's go quickly back to the innovation thing. And it's amazing that you and I are getting connected here, because I think you're a great example of what I've been trying to help people understand over the years. And so, like, it's one thing when I said I'm an engineer. So when you said you non-techie, well, they say, oh, it's, so maybe he's telling the truth or something here. Yeah.
Yes, you can do it too as a non-technical founder. Just have the vision and recruit the right people on your team now. So I did have some challenges. Actually, I hired about 6 software developers before I was able to execute my real MVP. I had so many problems that I decided to do a no-code platform. So guys, don't let anything stop you. I went no-code for a while. No-code means you don't even need a developer, right? You just get on a platform, you drag and drop, and you build your idea. And actually, Lloyd, I use my no-code to secure partnerships with Upward Bound at Rollins College. I'm also partnered with Junior Achievement on a no-code platform. So I think sometimes people are just like, social media is hyping up that you got to have the end all be all, be a unicorn. No, I'm still getting funding. I'm still getting partners. I'm still getting interest. I have users who are beta testing, and I'm still pre-revenue. So if you don't believe it now, I don't know what to tell you, Lloyd.
Yeah, well, you definitely a godsend for me to share all this wisdom. So, had you met Dr. White yet, LaTanya White?
No, I have not.
Yeah, so you're in for a treat there. So imagine somebody doing research and even with the PhD studies studying um, generational wealth and creating and see how that applies to entrepreneurship, and then coming up with this trademark concept called dynastic wealth, and then having a platform to show you, me, and everybody else how to do it with our families.
Mm.
So Dr. White, she's going to do a keynote and actually um, uh, help people understand that. And she's got all the data and the proof, everything to back up what she's saying. So that's really really fantastic. So she's going to be a real treat. And so in building your product, you started off with an idea, right?
Yeah, just an idea,
Yeah.
literally. And honestly, Lloyd, I don't know if you can tell, I'm a go-getter, right? So I don't know
Yes.
if you can tell that, but as a go-getter, I literally just started networking and going to events, and I just started pitching. Hey,
Yeah.
I want to launch this, or hey, and then I started joining accelerator programs. So
Yes.
programs like what you showed earlier, guys. This is the
Yeah.
way to get your idea secured, established. They call it proof of concept, because in order for you to really execute and have results, you have to get it out of your head.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I hate when people like think that they have to have months and months of research. No, I literally had the idea. Probably the next day, I was probably talking about it, and those conversations led to information that helped me build now my MVP.
Fantastic. So yeah. So I can tell you have a great attitude about what you're doing. And so the next thing that Dr. White is going to do at the summit is she's going to do the workshop on the innovation mindset. What's the mindset of innovation? So so to unlock some of the resources that you've taken advantage of, what would you say was it about you that enabled you to say, well, I'm going to, find these pitch competitions. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. What was your philosophy or principle that led you to do that?
Well, to be very transparent, seeing my mom suffer in poverty and not being able to
Mhm.
live a quality life. And before she passed away, her biggest dream was like she didn't complete her GED. So I'm standing on a core of um, if my mom had access to education, her life would be so different, right? So for me, it's personal.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And so, and you're saying you're leveraging AI in your product. So, one of the things that um, I realized over the years in my career that AI is the number one tool for innovation. And so a lot of founders get afraid when you start talking about AI, but it's like any other tool that you use, but you may not have all the knowledge of it, and you may have some fears. So we've got Rose coming in to kind of talk about the data that you need in order to leverage AI with your product or service, or your back office for your startup. So
Yeah, and I'm actually going to be working with Rose because Lloyd, I was also I pitched my app to the National Science Foundation. For those that are not familiar with,
mhm.
Lloyd is talking about innovation funding. So National Science Foundation, they give buku money. I think it's 250,000 for phase 1. 1 million for phase 2. So I pitched my idea. They accepted my idea, but now we
Okay.
have to for the formal proposal. And so Rose and I will be working together on, okay, Shawntia, what data do you need to collect during your pilots right now? And then how do you then turn this data around to leverage these bigger opportunities? So
Gotcha.
the data is the key because it tells the story and it shows the transformation. If you don't have that data, like if you heard me pitch, one of my stats is 89% of first generation and low income students, they leave college within 6 years, no degree, and $50,000 in debt. When I say that, people gasp for air because they're just not aware, but it's the data that's connecting. And everybody probably knows someone in their circle who has student loan debt and probably not a degree or have a degree and have student loan debt. So
Yes, sir. Fantastic. So, yeah, like when I worked for the government Air Force Research Lab, but that was one way I got funding for my research ideas. And so when I looked at a cyber topic like you're talking about, I always counted it as like 3.5 million, because because like you can literally start off with a small budget like that million you're talking about, and then get other agencies to join in, and before you know it, you got like $4 or $5 million worth of funding just off one little silver product to kind of move you forward. So definitely good luck with that. And if you need any more contacts or whatever to kind of help you move that forward, one of our we're not necessarily partners, but we leverage some of their products to help out the black founders. But anyway, they have a program, startup just like you and I are, and they broke the code for getting silvers. So that's so.
Lord, you got all the contact.
Yeah, it's all about leveraging and connecting resources is what the deal is. Yeah, and so we're so happy to have Rosa. And so I told Rosa last week I was jealous of her because a couple of weeks ago she was out at the NVIDIA conference in California. So, but yeah, she's going to be here live to kind of help everybody. If you're a founder and you don't know how to use AI with your product, she's going to kind of get you the foundation there a little bit to get going. So even if you're not using it now, you can start collecting the data that you need to kind of support what you're doing. And we're going to take a lunch break after Rose's workshop, and then we're going to come to your panel and the Successful Black Founders panel. And so you'll get a chance to meet Caleb and Adrian, and they have some amazing stuff to share as well. And then we're going to top it off that afternoon with the investor panel, and I call it a capital panel, but I call it investor readiness. And so what I want people to understand with this is, and even if you have a traditional business, definitely come because it's the same idea for traditional businesses and startup businesses. If you have to know the best practices for doing a traditional business, and you have to know the best practices for doing a startup business. So in your case, was any of that funding you have so far, was any of that loans or anything?
So one was a convertible note. So when you say loan, do you mean like a bank loan?
Yeah, so it's a convertible note. Kind of tell the audience what a convertible note is, so we'll get.
Okay. So basically, what they decided to do is allow me to receive a $50,000 convertible note where they do debt to equity. So I love this type of funding because they don't really make money unless I make money. So it kind of gives you an opportunity to be successful before you start owing someone back. And so there's different types out there. So with this one, it was like a 5-year agreement. Yeah.
Gotcha. And so what about the other funding you have?
So everything else is I'm 100% equity owner because everything else came from pitch competitions, accelerated programs, grants. I've even been awarded for fellowships and been a part of fellowships. So yeah, wherever I can find, I'm where the money resides.
So let me ask you a personal question. Did anybody check your credit report for any of that stuff?
No.
And that's one of the difference between a traditional small business and a startup small business. So don't you think that's amazing?
Yes. Although my credit is not bad. It's not bad, but yeah, I wouldn't want credit to hold me back. So yeah, none of this had anything to do with credit. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and that's the point I want people to understand. So they don't understand how you could get all this money and nobody's doing a credit check on it. Your credit is your so let me tell you what you're in the startup world. So tell me about the programs you participated in.
So one of them is I'm pretty sure everybody has heard of, which is TechStars Founder Catalyst. They have a program where you can participate before you receive an investment. So I was in the TechStars Founder Catalyst. I was a part of Starter Studio Orlando. I just completed the Collegiate Innovation Challenge. I was part of 4.0 fellowship schools. I mean, I have so many, Lord. We'll be here all night.
But believe it or not, in the startup world, that's your credit, and just because you get in one program, they refer you to another program, and so on and so forth. You have that credibility because you actually been participating in the ecosystem. So another way your credibility is established is when people see that you started off with an idea and now you're beta testing your software, and next month you're launching your software, people see you making progress, and that's your credit. So
Exactly.
so people on your LinkedIn profile, your F Success profile, your all these other organizations that startups build profiles on, that's what your credit is. If they see you are active and involved, then what are the chances of somebody wanting to become a part of your team if they see you already doing all this stuff?
Yeah,
Isn't the chance of getting somebody higher?
Yeah, highly likely, and we would love to have you.
Okay. Yeah. So that's one of the playbook items is you have to participate in the ecosystem, and you have to document that participation on your LinkedIn profile, your F Success profile, your Crunchbase profile, whatever, because that's what people are looking for, to see if you're really real or not, or if you're out there just spinning your wheels.
Okay. Actually, that's a good tip, Lloyd, because I have not added any of these on my LinkedIn. However, when I pitch, well, I didn't know, but when I pitch, it's on my pitch deck and on my traction slide. So traction is what have you accomplished, between now and then. But I never thought. So I'm going to have to go dig up all of those opportunities. And just this week, I got accepted into Venture Hue. They are partnered with global African businesses. So now I have an opportunity to even launch in Africa, which is amazing. So I'm going through her capital readiness program, where she will also have an opportunity for us to get connected to investors. So guys, apply to these programs. Apply to Lloyd's startup program. I'm applying to that one. And just really, because the feedback is amazing. I was able to work one-on-one with a venture capitalist, guys. And I don't know if you understand that terminology, but that is stuff that money could never pay for. And I probably could never be able to afford it. But a venture capitalist a hedge fund, they got billions and billions of dollars. They give me one-on-one feedback on my product, on my go-to-market strategy, my value prop, how do I acquire customers, and even how the use of funds, because people only invest in you if you have an impact or return on the investment. So if it's not equity, how are you going to impact the community?
Yeah, fantastic. Where have you been all my life?
I don't know.
Yes. So I'm definitely excited that you're sharing all this good stuff. So how do you find out about all these opportunities?
So I am a part of a few networks. So if it's okay, I can drop some of the names. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah. That's what people want to know.
I'm a part of New Voices. New Voices has a Slack group. They are amazing. I'm a part of Mogul Millennial. Mogul Millennial, she has a database of all of these accelerators, grants, all of these, and you just literally apply. I am applying to around 3 to 5 opportunities per week, Lloyd. Like literally, this is my full-time job, is to apply for funding. But I'll give you guys a tip. You're going to realize that all of these organizations will start asking the same question. So I just have everything on a Google Doc and I just copy and paste. So it'll cut down the amount of time. And some stuff I may have to personalize. But so Mogul Millennial is my go-to. That's actually my favorite. I've secured over 20,000 on her platform. She is also a Black-owned founder. And then New Voices and some of these Slack groups, Techstars founder Kellis, they're always there's I Fund Women. I'm in that group. I mean, I'm everywhere, Lloyd.
Yes, that's fantastic. So so I'm trying to think of how to ask. So like, do opportunities come to you through emails directly?
Yes. So I won the Silicon Valley pitch competition for the Black founders and last year, and now I'm connected to their team, and they actually just introduced me to an investor. I'm too soon for them, but this investor invests $1 million minimum check. And I sat down and had a conversation with them, and yeah, we acknowledge you way too soon, but I have that connection in my network. That is amazing. And they took the time to have the conversation with me. So yes, I do get those personal invites. And actually I am going to create a newsletter because there's some people who said you're too soon, but we want to come back after you reach seed round. So I'll have my little what's it called? A black, what's that thing called? You have the list of the roster. So I'll have my network as well.
Yeah. So Mikhail is one. You mentioned the organization in Africa. So if you have access, if you could drop that when you get a chance in the chat there, you can just drop it. If you guys got access to the comments, you can just drop it straight in there. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Oh, in the comments. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll drop it in here. You're here.
Yeah. And so you, I'm trying to think how, so some opportunities you go actively look for, but some of them, are you saying some of them come directly to you without you?
Because of all the programs that I've been a part of, I'm on their like email list and news list. They'll send personal invites. They'll send announcements. We kind of get the first opportunity to apply before it goes to the public. Yeah. And Lloyd, these opportunities have also opened up doors for me to be expert panelist, for me to be a guest speaker, for me to secure my first government contract with the state. So it's a world of opportunities that are just opening. And I will say, I mean, I also put in the work. So let me be, for real. They're just not falling in my lap, right?
Right. That's exactly right. Mikhail is putting this in there just in case if you want to send it to him.
Yeah, because I wanted to get the direct link from him.
Yeah, he's over in Africa, so he's up. It's probably early. Get after midnight over where he is right now. But he always joins us. He's came to us through the Blacks in Technology partnership, and so that's really fantastic. But I think the playbook point that we're just discussing is that once you participate in the ecosystem, you become aware of more things. People know what you're doing and you're doing. So that's a playbook thing. You create profiles and all these so people know you're actually making progress, and then what happens is it just everything just starts coming to you. You don't have to actually go looking for it. That's pretty that's a neat playbook point. So I think so you participate in the ecosystem, and through that network you become aware of more activities. I think that's basically what we just covered there. So that's pretty pretty neat. Alrighty, so I'm gonna we can come back to some of the stuff we're talking about here in a minute, but I wanted to kind of share with you some of the other stuff that we offer, so you can be aware what people and they can actually take advantage of it as well. So let me share my screen again. And so it sounds like you're a networker, so I'm definitely going. You're my best friend now.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
we
my
got.
divine gift. For some reason, I'm a bridge. I can always attract people and connect them to the right opportunities. So
Yeah, and so like so you were saying in your journey, you pay or work with a lot of different software developers, but it took a while to get to the right point. And so I think the lesson that people can learn from that, so like you can share your experience on dealing with software developers and the good and the bad and the ugly, so they don't make the same mistake that you made in trying to find somebody that can do it. That's one of the most common mistakes people make is in trying to find somebody to develop some software for them. And
yeah,
it's
apparently
not,
it's very common.
yeah, it is. And yeah, but so as a founder, you want to make sure you learn from other founders what's the best approach, to getting that CTO co-founder, so you don't have to pay. You let that CTO earn equity in your startup, and so that's how you get your stuff built. But so so you just told us tonight you started getting funding at -2 right at the idea stage.
That is correct.
And you just also told us in the beginning of the program that you had you're going to share a tip on the 20th that there's an investor willing to do a $50,000 convertible note at this idea stage.
That is correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure people understand. And so that's before you even launch your company or go to market or anything.
Yeah. They literally will give you the funds to be successful. Now, in the idea, it has to make sense. So, like for me, I had credibility because I was in admissions, right? I had credibility
Okay.
because I struggled with the problem. I had
Yeah.
credibility because I did an accelerator program, and I had credibility. So I came to them correct. So I hate when people say, they don't want to pay for a business plan. My business plan opened $50,000 for me. If I didn't have that to show them how I would execute the money wouldn't have came. So you do have to have some things in place, but you don't even have to have one pay. I did not have one customer. I think my logo was not even all that. They didn't care. What is the problem that you're solving and what is the impact that you're going to make? So for those of you that are kind of like, just like you're stressing yourself out, no. Focus on your problem and your solution and your team, and that's what gets you money.
All right. Well, you all hear it. Yeah. So the reason why I put this particular slide up there from Startup Commons is that there is phases that you actually go through when you're, building a startup, and a lot of the programs out there, they start with you, if you're at 1, 2, or 3, but there are plenty of programs out there if you're -0 to 0. And so you just got to realize no matter what stage you are, you can get help to kind of keep migrating through all these states. And if you notice, there's a lot of things in this chart. And so up here, at the idea, you're getting your mission, vision, and strategy, and you're using the lean startup methodology, and then you're trying to scale out. And down here is showing it from all the talent and stuff that people you got to have on your team in order to create value. And so what you're doing as you're coming through here, you're actually creating value. You're starting with 0, but you're actually using innovation to create value. That's what's so beautiful about doing the startup approach as opposed to the traditional small business approach. You start with 0 and get help, and you keep, innovating and innovating and innovating. That's why we're having the Black Founders Innovation Summit to help you learn how to innovate and, and create value for your future customers. So I don't know if you've seen this traction roadmap chart before. It's part of the Lean Stack program, but this is actually showing you the same thing, but it's showing you in a slightly different way. And based on what you've told me so far, I can kind of help you understand how it relates to this chart right here.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's break it down for the audience.
Okay, so you've been doing a lot of pitching, right?
Yeah. So I hit 4 years on April 27th that I'll be in business. So since the beginning, I've been pitching.
Yes. And so let's stop right there for a second. So you've been working on your startup for 4 years since you had the idea, okay, and you're pre-revenue and you're still working. Most people think they have to quit their job when they start working on a startup.
No, I need at least 500K to $1 million in my revenue or in my funding plan to be able to leave my job.
Gotcha. So myth buster, so I'm glad you cleared that up, because I don't know what people, because a lot of this, it's just, I'm glad you clearing that up for me. But as you see here, this first part is your business model design, and the Lean Stack roadmap said you should be able to have your business model and stress test your business model within 30 days. But the purpose of you doing that is so you can actually pitch your idea clearly, concisely. But you're literally pitching this business model. You're not pitching, because so when you started, did you have a product?
No. So all I had was I just had the idea in my head and I pitched what I envisioned.
Yes. And so you pitch what you're building and how you make money with what you're building. Your business model is the product. So you may not realize that, but your business model has been your product so far. That's what's been getting you to help. You see what I'm saying? Your business model is the product.
That's funny that you say that, because I actually struggled with my business model for like 3 years.
Yep, and you're not the only one. I've been interviewing founders like you for 3.5 years, and that's the number one problem I see: the broken business models.
Yeah.
And that business model is what gets you the help you need to move forward. And that's why the Lean Stack system and the Lean Startup methodology, that's why I focus on that business model first and stress testing your business model. And so we use the Lean Stack platform with our founders so they can, it has the tools in there for you to design your business model and stress test it for desirability, stress test it for viability and feasibility. You can stress test your business model for viability in less than 5 minutes. And so most people are out there with broken business models that are actually not viable, and they're out here 2 years out wondering why they're not having this success.
Yeah.
So guess what? Yeah. So guess what? The Lean Stack, I can let as many founders as I want to get that access to that for free.
Oh, nice. I need to be one of those.
Okay. Yeah. And so with our Black Founders program, we're making that accessible to all Black founders. And so, but most people I tell that to, they don't understand the significance of it. And so that's what I need help in, is helping people understand that you can design a scalable business model, and you're in charge of designing it. You can design it to be, as you put all the ingredients in that you think it needs to be successful, and that's what that is. So what's Corey? So Corey's been through, and he's going to be on the investor panel, but he's been through 4 exits already, so he has some.
Is he? Is he for hire?
Well, you have to ask Corey about that.
I might need to hire Corey because listen, my business model, oh my gosh, when I'm sitting in those investors meeting and they're like, Shawntia, we love what you're doing. We love you. Like, how are you going to make money? They always, and I'm just like, because I come from the industry. So learning the business side of like really how to make money is, yeah, I think that's truly where I need to focus on now that the MVP is ready. And, we want to get to that next level. So I'm going to be opening up my 300,000 pre-seed round, and I've already raised half of it. I told you I'm at 130,000. So if we can just get 150 more, we would have closed, our first pre-seed round, and that's amazing. So I think that if I had a strong business model and could communicate that, man, I would be like way beyond where I am right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So we'll get you hooked into that, so you can kind of refine your business model. You're gonna Ron. He's the guy that encouraged me to kind of do a conference, and so when the Black Innovation Leaders of Florida started this innovation tour, and it was my turn to host it here in Pensacola. I told Ron, this is my opportunity to do what you've been trying to tell me to do for the last 3 years. and it's working out really well. We just need to get more people to sign up. We can accommodate 100 people in person, but we can have as many as we want to online. We can do up to 1,000 people online. So spread the word, and we're literally giving everybody access to these resources that we have. And so yeah. And
so meet me there. Be at this summit, guys.
Yes, and so we all have a lot of ideas what we've actually learned about business and stuff like that, and to me, it's more about the problem and developing a solution for the problem, and it has to be a big problem to actually get help. And so Ron out even at this business model stage here, in order to stress test it for viability, you have to have a revenue model. And the revenue model is, what are you charging for your service, and against what type of business model. And so with that information, you can so say what your goal is going to be. And so let me tell it to you this way: when you're doing your pitching, and you tell what your part of your business model is, what your revenue model is. And do you realize an investor can do a back of the envelope calculation and tell you whether you're
yes, because they check my numbers all the time, which is why I say this is probably why I'm not as far along as I should be, because I have I say, our business model is B2B SaaS, and we want to charge $9.99 per month per student to K-12 schools, and the average contract size is around 30,000 to 50. So, like I said, I know that could be more detailed. However, I will clap on my back that it has got me this far. But I think to open up those larger rounds, I'm going to need to have those numbers fine-tuned. So
yes, that's exactly right, and that's what the tool does for you. Based on the goal you want to make, and you say you're charging this amount per student or whatever, and so you have this recurring revenue, and so based on that goal you got, and then this curve is a 10x curve. So you set that goal out there, then the tool backs that all the way up to day 0 to tell you each month what do you have to do to scale at a 10x rate. So wait a
minute, what tool is this?
Yeah, so that's the tool you're going to get access to. Is when you're stress testing your thing, it literally tells you to scale at 10x, you need to see this many people May 2024 and December 2024. You need to see this many people, get them in your sales funnel in order to meet your goal. Isn't
What?
that?
Well, let me ask you, where you been all my life?
Yes, yes. And so I have so many founders I tell this stuff to, and they don't believe me. 2 years later, they go out there and spend all their money, and they come back and say, I should have listened to you, 2 years ago. So,
Yeah.
but that's what the deal is. But anyway, the reason why I put this chart up here is just to show you there is a business model, and there is these milestones that you have to meet going through this process, and just so people know, it's not random. It's a process. And so we got people right now, um, uh, going through this business model validation phase, and so it's actually validating the demand for their product, and this is before you actually build your product.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And
Yep.
so everybody's trying to get out here to this product market fit. And so, but you want to follow a methodology, to actually get you there is what the point is. Why reinvent the wheel when this platform is based on all the research that Ash Murray has been doing for over 10 years now, working with investors, working with universities, working with corporate America, working with all these accelerator programs. He's went out there and figured out all the bugs in those systems, and he's put that knowledge into this program. And so we have like 10 certified coaches that help us, deliver this training. Corey, he's in the level 2 training now, which covers this orange and other blue part. Vince and I, we're going to do Corey's in the part that does the orange now, so Vince and I are going to do this blue part starting next month. So it's just how do you coach people through these phases and milestones. Now, this is the other tool we have is the startup science. And so have you met anybody that's been through 12 X's?
No.
And so the guy who created this platform went through 12 exits with over almost $1 billion in value with those exits. Everything he learned in that process is in this program. And guess what? You get access to it for free.
Oh, wow.
You see what I'm saying? And so we have these tools for founders, and they're available. So imagine. So let me ask you a question, then I'll show you what this program is about. Based on what you're doing, what company are you following that has did something similar, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel on what you're doing? Go ahead.
Yeah, so one of the companies that I'm following, I'm actually in conversation with partnerships, but Common App, have you ever heard of Common App?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so Common App is the platform that every student uses. You can apply to over, I think it's 25, 30 colleges for one application fee.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. That's
Maybe
a nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things at this vision stage, this is like at the idea stage. So you literally pick a company that's already further along than you are, that's doing something similar. So you can learn from what their business model is and learning which partners they're going after. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to figure out everything. You just look at what they did. So you don't have to do it. So guess what? One of the other things you do at this vision stage.
What is that?
You pick the company that's going to buy you out.
Oh, because mine is Department of Education. That's who my dream buyer, Sally Mae, all of them. Yes. Oh, that's so good.
I guess a company or organization, the Department of Education. I guess they can. I don't know what they can do, but you literally pick out a company that's actually is most likely to buy. But what I like about, and so believe it or not, this is your startup journey, but it's like the last two charts I showed you. They all showing you from point A to point B, but this is just a perspective on how a company that's going to buy you out looks at you. So like when you look at this, so you're going to start with the idea, and you're going to turn that into a product MVP. So you're almost to the point where you're launching a product,
Yes.
getting out of beta testing, and then you're gonna go to market with that product and start making money with it. But then
Yeah.
you're a business. Now you a real business, and your business model is starting to work. So you know what one of the definitions of a startup is? It's an
What is
organization searching for a business model that works.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And so, but once you get out there making the sales and your customers buying your stuff, then all your back office stuff, you got to standardize all that. And then you have to optimize it. And so you can actually grow. And at that point, you're ready for an exit. Because you worked out
Well, I
all
know
the
Sally Mae, they just purchased a Black-owned. This guy was on Shark Tank. His app is called Scholarly. I love him. I've been following him. They just acquired Scholarly, so that's
Okay.
why I said, yeah, Sally Mae or Department of Ed, because I'm in the education field, and I know that I'm just at the beginning of AI, but wait until we've actually incorporated and programmed it. Man, it'll be next level. So this is amazing.
And so this is available to all Black founders. Actually, we don't discriminate. Anybody who wants to get access to our stuff, they can. But like with the Black Founder Program, like Florida Power and Light was one of our early sponsors. And with this Black Founders Innovation Summit, you're literally getting access to becoming a part of our Black Founders Program. And so that's what the deal is there. Let me see if I can pull the stuff up about the program here. Have to find the right website here. Let's see here. Okay, and I'll let me go. This is the link. I'll put the CODA link in there, but so if you haven't registered, go ahead and click on this link here. It takes you directly to the application, and the registration link is here. But and so you got what's going on. You pretty much showed you this on that Friday. We're going to be doing a networking thing, and registration, starts at 8, and then Dr. White comes on at 9 and do a keynote and conducts the workshop. Rose comes on with the data management and beginning of the AI stuff. And then that afternoon, we're part of the, as in conjunction with the Black Innovation Leaders of Florida. That's where your panel is coming in, and the investor panel is coming in, and then we're gonna do some more networking. So that's and like I said, we got our door prizes. Ash is donating some of his books. We're gonna have some local businesses donate some door prizes, and of course, Innisfree Hotel is donating the 2-night stay in one of their hotels all across the Southeast and the Caribbean. And they tend to have the Hiltons and the resort hotels, and so that's a really nice thing. But this whole summit is a part of our Black Founders Program, and so we literally want to make sure every Black founder can have the tools they need to create a scalable business model. And so our goal this year is to work with 1,000 Black founders to kind of move that forward. And we're basically literally going to do that through our partners. And as you can see, we have some partners here, but when you actually look at our sponsors, we're actually getting more partners. And so these are the services we want to, in addition to I talked about the Startup Science platform, we're getting sponsors to cover all this stuff for the founders, so the founders don't have to worry about any of these expenses. But when you're at the idea stage, can you imagine if you had a tool that actually literally could evaluate your idea for scalability and make sure you're not spinning your wheels and give you ideas how to add stuff to your business model to make it scalable? That's so we're going to do that for founders for free, but our funders are supporting that. And then so like, how would you like a market research report or even a technology research report on all the technologies that might be useful in your thing? So we're doing this for Black founders at no charge. What about leveraging the AI tools to create all some sample pitch decks, sample business plans, sample business model, all that stuff? So that's kind of what we're offering. So look here, $100 registration for the summit covered by our sponsors.
Amazing. So all of this is happening at the summit.
No, you getting access to all this stuff, making you aware. If you need this stuff, we can provide it to you.
Okay. If I register for the summit and I attend, then I have to then sign up for this. I just want to make it clear.
No. When you register for the summit, you're literally being included in a Black Founders program, whether you're in Africa or whether you're in New York.
Okay, that's what I wanted to clarify. So they got to register for the summit to get access.
Yep, that's exactly right. But that's the reason
why I need to register if I'm on the panel.
Go right ahead and register.
Okay.
Who knows? You might win that vacation, that
I'm
hotel stay.
So. That's what I want. Yeah.
Yeah, get one of Ash's free books. I'm hoping he sends the coaching. I mean, not scaling lean book, because that's got a lot of his stuff in there. So I don't want to belong tonight, but I just want to make sure people are aware of what the opportunity is for becoming a part of the ecosystem. We're just trying to make you aware of the ecosystem. And so one of the other things, and I'll show this and then I'll quit here. Is let's go back here. So this product I'm using here is called Coda. And so with Coda, you can have your whole back office for your startup. And they give you $1,000 in free credit if you're a startup.
Nice.
Yep. And so, so let's get to the right point here. That's good. So a lot of people use like Notion or whatever. We use Coda because so basically you were talking about all the opportunities and stuff. So we use Coda, and we have over 1,000 opportunities, in our database. And so, and you can search these. You can do searches, or we have opportunities that are for people of color. We have opportunities for women, and all the ones you mentioned. Most of the ones you mentioned are actually in this database. But we also update it for pitch competitions and accelerator programs. And so that's available for everybody for free.
Nice.
Yeah. So just get involved, and we got stuff in here for even nonprofits. And so there's so many opportunities for nonprofits, et cetera. But just wanted to kind of share and just because folks need to be aware of the resources that are out there to kind of help them move forward. So you have provided the best example I had in a long time about this startup stuff, and I want to congratulate you on your journey so far and continued success. And as you journey through those different phases, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so that's good. So what tip are you going to share, and how much it's going to be worth if they come to the summit?
Yeah, so for those that come to the summit, so first of all, those who share this broadcast we're going to count the most shared to your audience. And whoever has the most shares, you get a free pitch consultation with myself. Once again, I successfully raised over $130,000 in funding, and I'm just at the proof of concept phase. Okay, so I know what it takes to invest and raise money. But when you come to the event, I can introduce you or to my investor. I have an investor in my network who wants to invest $50,000 in a Black-led tech company at the idea stage. So you just need to have a strong team, strong idea, strong solution, and I can get you connected. But that name will be dropped only at the summit. So see you there.
Waving that money out there, that carrot that got people along. So any things you want to pass along to the founders?
Yeah, so the one last thing that I just want to let everyone is stay grounded to why you're doing what you're doing, because you can get blinded by money and investors and this, but keep in mind, the more you give up, the more someone wants to take control of your business. So stay grounded in your why, stay true to who you are. God will send the right people, the right resources, and I'm a living testimony. So I'm a non-technical founder, and I'm sitting on a app and a software company, and that's because I stayed true to the impact. So don't get blinded by all of this money and all of this, because you might have to give up what you truly, and the reason why you truly decided to do it in the first place. So that's what I want to leave people with.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So one of our partners Make Startups. And so have you heard of the Make Startups program?
You said Make
Startups. Make
How do you spell
startup.
it? Make and make.
Yeah, startups. Make Startups. So you know you've been learning skills about entrepreneurship. So they created a certification program where they test your skills at the beginning, and they guide you through and then give you a test at the end to kind of it's called Co-Founder OS, I believe is what it's called, but it uses AI to help train you on how to run your startup.
Oh.
Yes, and so we're gonna we're partnering with them, and so it's a new partnership. And so one of the neat things about it is you can actually leverage workforce funding to actually get trained to get your certification. So it's yeah, and so what that means from an economic standpoint for the underserved is that you can actually leverage the workforce boards to pay for your business model design training, and along with, but you have to take this, make sure you've got all the skills to kind of move forward, and it's just to make this people learn these skills, because that's what's missing, is that if you already had all the entrepreneurship skills, you could be a lot further along, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so we want to make sure people have the skills to kind of move forward. And so and people might wonder why all this help is out there for startups and for entrepreneurs. And it's literally because if you can train one person how to be a successful entrepreneur, and they go out and get their company off the ground, they potentially can hire a minimum of 4 people. So you train one person how to do it correctly, and that person go out and create and work that business, and now they can hire 4 other people. Isn't that a neat deal?
Yeah, so we're basically allowing the ecosystem and the community to generate and move each other forward. Love it.
Yeah, and so why not participate in all this innovation? You know, why not participate in it? Why sit on the sidelines and be a consumer. Why not also be a producer of all this innovation that's going on? And yep, be a part of the game. All right, thanks again. And if you hold on just a second, we sign off. But everybody, we appreciate you coming. Thanks for staying in there, hanging in there, and we look forward to working with you and supporting you in what you're doing. And follow Shawntia and the practices she's doing to be a successful founder. Bye bye, everyone.
Yes.